Hi friends, it's Mrs. Jackson from Lister Elementary School, and I'm here for our third installment of our Junie B. Jones book. I'm going to be reading chapters 5 and 6 today, and we are going to be working on a strategy of point of view today. Now, we've already done asking questions, we've already done making connections, and we've done visualizing. And I expect that you'll still be doing those things where you ask yourself questions as we're going along. And I also expect that you'll be doing that movie of visualizing in your head, because good readers can do that, and then making connections also, because it's really easy to make connections to Junie B. Jones. Now, for today's two chapters we're going to read, we're going to make sure that we understand what point of view means. Point of view is the way in which an author tells a story. Now, the author can tell it from first person point of view or third person point of view. And first person point of view is going to be where the main character is the one who's talking to us in the story. And the way we know that is because we hear words like I, me, my, we, and our. Those are some examples. In our story, Junie B. Jones and the Sneaky Peeky Spying, she is telling us, Junie B. is telling us the story. She's the narrator. She's the one that is speaking to us, and it's all from her point of view. It's where we're seeing everything that's happening in the story through her eyes. So we're going to be, as I said, taking a look at point of view, which is the view from which the story is being told. And the author has chosen to tell us it in first person, which is through the eyes of Junie B. Jones. And that's what I think makes this story so special as we're reading it, and why it's so fun for me to read to you, and hopefully it's fun for you to listen to, is because I get to actually pretend that I'm being Junie B. Jones, and to see the world through her eyes is absolutely magical and hysterical. And I think the author knows that that's what makes her such a successful character to write about, and probably a fun character to write about too. So be on the lookout for words like I, me, my, we, and our, because that's what lets you know that this story is first person point of view. All right, are you ready for the next two chapters? I know I am. All right. So we left off, we were at the grocery store, and Junie B and her mom were in the process of buying some things for making cookies for Grandparents' Day. And at the very end of the last two chapters, chapter 4, Junie B was drinking lots and lots of water because she got so excited because she got to see the water fountain, which is a bubbler. We call it a bubbler. And when she sat down, because her tummy was hurting a little bit and she wanted to take a break, she saw Mrs. walk in through the door. And remember, from chapters 1 and 2, she wants Mrs. to be her neighbor. She wants to be Mrs.'s best friend, and she wants to figure out where Mrs. lives. So we're going to find out if she... What is she going to do? What kind of trouble is she going to get in? So we're going to try to find that out and ask some questions as we go along. Chapter 5 is called Sickish. Mrs. didn't see me. That's because I hid behind the water fountain speedy fast. And guess what? Guess what? She had a man with her. And I never even saw that guy before. Hey, who the heck is that? I said to just myself. Then I run my fastest to the cereal aisle to tell Mother what I saw. Only all of a sudden I remembered about how she told me no more spying, and so maybe I might get in trouble with her, I think. That's how come I stopped running, and I started to go back to peek at Mrs. some more, but Mother already spotted me. Hey, where are you going? She called at me. Come here. Yeah, only I can't come here, I explained, because I just remembered something very important, and it's called I'm not done drinking yet. Then I run right back to the water fountain, only Mrs. and the strange man had already disappeared. I thought that was a good plan to go and spy on them without letting Mother know, but Mrs. is so fast I couldn't keep up. I said, where did those sneaky Petes go to? After that, I had to look all over the store for those guys. First, I looked where the chocolate milk was. Then I looked where the Pescetti was, and the tomato sauce was, and I also looked where the delicious candy was. Only guess where I finally found them? They were at the stinky vegetables. That's where. I quick ducked down and hid it around the corner. Then I did some sneaky peeky spying on them. I saw Mrs. picking out some yucky broccoli, and then some stewy, pewy tomatoes, and also the kind of vegetable named zucchini. You know, zucchini? I don't know, something green. Except for then, the strange man snatched zucchini right out of her hands, and he tried to put it back on the shelf. Yes. Only Mrs. grabbed it right back again, and she pretended to hit him on the head with it. And then they both started laughing very much. That's when a very terrible thing happened. And it's called Mrs. and the Strange Man did a smoochy kiss, and it was in front of the whole entire everybody. I covered my eyes. That's because I was ashamed of her, of course, on account of teachers shouldn't be doing that kind of thing. And after that, I peeked my eyes between my fingers, and I saw Mrs. standing at the grapes. She picked up a bunch of the green kind, then she pulled some grapes right off the top of it. And that's when the most terrible thing of all happened. What do you think it is? Because eating in the same thing as stealing. Remember the rules. Remember rule number 3. I'm not supposed to eat marshmallows from other people. She ate the grapes. And teachers aren't supposed to do stealing. Teachers are supposed to be perfecter than that, because they have to set a good example for all of the little children. And after that, I felt very sickish inside of my stomach on account of Mrs. didn't even get caught and learn her lesson, because nobody saw what she did. Not the store guy, not the strange man. Nobody except for me. Okay, that's the end of chapter 5. And I read a lot of words from the first person. Junie said I at least 20 times in that chapter. So we definitely heard I, me, my, and we. And speaking of Junie's point of view, it's important for us to remember that we're seeing the world through a 5-year-old, 6-year-old's eyes right now. And the way that they see the world, everything is black and white. It's all rules. It's all very clear cut how it should be. And her trying to process everything that's happening around her is really funny to read about. Of course, Mrs. taking the grapes and having a bite of a grape is much different than Junie grabbing a bunch of marshmallows from somebody's carriage and opening up and starting to eat them. But Junie doesn't see the difference in that. And the fact that she thinks it's hysterical that Mrs. did this and she didn't get in trouble and learn her lesson is just so typical of how a little kid would view things. So I really enjoy the point of view of Junie B. Jones and how she sees the world. It really makes me laugh. All right. Chapter 6, Squeezy Lips. I didn't tattletale on Mrs. That's because if I told Mother, I would get in trouble for spying. And if I tattled on Mrs., then I would be tattling on myself. And if I told the store guy, Mrs. might go to jail. And so I just kept it a secret inside my head, because nobody can see secrets that are inside your head, not even if they look in your ears. On Sunday, Grandma and Grandpa Miller came to our house for dinner. Only I couldn't talk to them very much. That's because secrets are very slippery, and I didn't want it to slip out of my mouth by accident. "Why so quiet tonight, Junie B?" said Grandma Miller at the table. "Cat got your tongue?" "Why is she talking about cats again? Oh my goodness! What cat, Grandma? Is it the same one with the ice cream truck? How come he wants my tongue? Did my tongue get squished on accident too? Why does she keep bringing up cats? What does it mean? Does the cat have my tongue? There's no cat in my mouth. What's she talking about?" Oh, Grandma Miller made a face. Then she didn't eat her roast beef anymore. Why does she keep making faces at me? I don't know. Mother looked surprised at me. "You sure did get chatty all of a sudden. Does this mean you're not mad about the cookies anymore?" And so then I remembered to stop talking again, or else my secret might slip out. I squeezed my lips together very tight. Let's do it together. Squeeze your lips together very tight. Ready? Did you do it? Did you do it? It's hard. It's hard. Gotta close it so nothing comes out. And guess what else? Even the next day when I was on the bus to school, my lips still stayed squeezed. Hi, Junie B, said my bestest friend Grace. I did a wave at her. That Grace frowned at me. How come you're not saying hi? You have to say hi. It's the rules. Except for I still didn't say hi. And so then she called me the name of Big Stinky. And when we got back to school, that Grace told Lucille I was being a meanie, and so those two played horses all by themselves, and not with me. That's how come I finally had to sing something very loud at them. I sang something very loud. I've got a secret, ha, 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 ha. I sang. That Grace put her hands on her hips. So she said, we don't care, do we, Lucille? Except for just then, Lucille runned over to me speedy quick because she cared, that's why. If you tell me your secret, I'll be your best friend, she said. Yeah, only I can't, Lucille, I explained, because if I tell you my secret, Mrs. might get in big trouble, and so I have to keep it inside my head. Lucille did a frown at me. It's not good to keep secrets inside your head, Junie B, she said. My brother says keeping secrets inside your head makes pressure in there, and pretty soon your head blows up. Head blows up? Cat's got my tongue? What's going on? I can't handle this. My eyes got very big at her. Oh no, I hollered real upset. Then I holded my head real tight, just like this, because I didn't want it to blow, so I held it real tight. Can you hold your head real tight just like me? Hold it real tight, just like that. Oh. And I run to my very fastest to the nurse's office because she has Band-Aids to hold your head together, I think, because that's what Band-Aids are for. They hold your head together. My head's gonna blow! My head's gonna blow! I yelled at the nurse. She jumped up from her desk and hurried over to me. What's wrong, Junie B? Do you have a bad headache? She asked. No, I have a bad secret. It's about Mrs. Only I can't tell anybody, and now there's pressure in my head and I need a Band-Aid or else it's gonna explode. The nurse said, calm down to me. Then she put a Band-Aid on my head, and me and her went to the principal's office. Principal is the boss of the school. Me and him know each other very good. That's because I keep on getting sent down there, and so now I'm not even afraid of that guy. Principal sat me in a big wood chair. Good afternoon, Junie B, he said. What's the trouble today? Good afternoon, I said back. My head's gonna blow. Principal frowned his eyes at me. Why do you think that? He asked. I did a little bit of squirming. 'Cause I got a secret in there, and that's why, I said. Principal sat down at his big desk. He folded his hands. Maybe if you tell me your secret, I can help you, he said. Yeah, only I can't talk, I told him. Principal looked disappointed at me. But I thought you and I were pals, he yet said. We are, I said. I'm not even afraid of you. Principal did a chuckle. Good, that's good, he said. Then why don't you tell me what's bothering you? That's when I did a huffy breath at him. 'Cause the guy wasn't listening to me, of course. Yeah, only I already said I can't talk, remember that? 'Cause if I talk, then I might accidentally tell you that my teacher stole grapes at the grocery store, and then she might have to go to jail, and so that's how come I just have to keep a secret inside my head, that's all. I smoothed my skirt. The end, I said. Then I squeezed my lips together very tight, or else my secret might slip out again. Only guess what? I think the secret already did slip out. All right, that's the end of part 3 of our story. I'll be back later to read part 4 to you, chapter 7 and 8. And keep in mind what we've gone over so far. We've gone over questions. We've gone over visualizing. We've gone over making connections, and today we went over point of view, and we know that this story is first person because we're seeing it through Junie B's eyes. I'll see you guys later. Bye.